It's a tough one because
It's tough.
the numbers are there.
Yeah. I
But
just don't think there's much left in that offense anymore.
no, but that's not the question. Is would you take
Yeah.
him to start your team
Yeah, I take it.
around?
Yeah, I
Okay,
would.
I agree with you there. Cam Newton.
Yes.
I agree with you there. I aside whatever I know, a lot of people have their feelings about Cam Newton and whatever, but if you guard, I do that in a second. He's an absolute beast, and he's a quarterback. Uh, Drew Brees.
I'm going to go with no. I think it's over for him.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. Jameis Winston.
No.
Jameis Winston. No, I can't. I can't say that at this point. If we revisit this maybe a year after I see another season, maybe I'll have a better
yeah, I
better handle
yeah,
on
I'm with you there.
Carson Palmer. Don't
Yeah, I do.
think about the NFC Championship game because that would
True.
just
Yeah,
that
I
out
would
on.
still
I take Carson Palmer. I think he's solid. What about Nick Foles?
no.
No, I'm with you there. No. Colin Kaepernick, no.
no.
And Russell Wilson,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. So,
All right, let me tell him.
quick
1,
tabulate that up.
2, 3,
I'll
6, 7,
I'll
8,
do a look in the Bulls are playing this evening, so it
12,
will be
13. Okay, I'm now down to 13 yeses, and the rest are nos with one maybe. And you had two more yeses.
all right. So and so that's like half the league, right?
Yeah,
Less than half.
yeah, less than half. Yes, it is less than half the league.
That's kind of scary. I mean, there's. I'm looking through the backups. I mean,
oh, that's even worse.
there's viable backup quarterbacks throughout the league. Maybe not on every team, but on most teams have decent backups at least. But nobody that I would looking through, nobody I would be like, you know,
In the heyday that we did have of quarterbacks going back, say, oh man, let's go back 15 years, where I think it was pretty competent across the board of NFL
yeah,
quarterbacks. I think a lot of these guys would absolutely fall into that. Yeah, some of these guys may have been competitive then, or would have been certainly would have been fantastic, more than more than competent backups.
I just it's so weird that there's this one position that has like such a glaring hole.
Yeah, I know. Lawrence Holmes did a long for his if as long form as you can be on the radio,
Mm-hmm.
with different experts, kind of breaking down in the analysis of the quarterback position, and from the part that I was able to hear, a lot of it has to go to what's coming out of the college game, the fact that it's this spread pistol stuff, and it's not a pro style type of systems that are out there, and you have these players that are being coached and groomed first to get to that first step, which is that real first big step, which is college, and this is more probably me editorializing on that and not even going off of what they were saying, but in piecemealing it from other parts that I've heard in other interviews. But when you have players that are groomed to do a job and can get away with the talent gaps and the scheme differences and the scheme exploitations of the college game and even the high school game, spread and everything like that, and quick passes, and letting natural athleticism take over from the wide receivers or running backs or quick passes, yeah, you can dominate. Or I don't want to say, well, I guess freaks of nature, like a Cam Newton who can do everything, who's just a giant bulldozer out there who can throw. It's you're not finding these. You're not going to find another Peyton Manning. You're not going to find, I don't think, a Tom Brady who's able to dissect and process defenses, NFL pro defenses, the way that we were seeing it over the past 15 years.
I'm in full agreement. I feel like it's a different game.
Yeah.
In not in every regard, not every position, but the quarterback is just, that's a lot of that. I mean, I feel like when there's that much of a difference, it's easier for other positions to adapt as differently than if a quarterback steps in. You really got to be locked into how things are working, and they're doing different things. So it's a
Yeah.
tough spot. I mean, it's all, but then it's all development. I think too. I mean, you look at how Aaron Rodgers was like brought up,
Yeah.
and they. That I feel
See,
like that's almost the blueprint of how to do it if you're going to do it that way.
I think I almost feel like that's a perfect situation, though. I
Which
mean, you had,
it really has to be that too, though.
yeah.
Not everybody has that going on.
I mean, Brady, who is he backing up? Bledsoe?
Yep,
I mean,
but
I mean,
I don't know. I kind of feel like at this, like, maybe you could say that, but at this point, it's like, dude, that nobody else had anything to do with that. That's Tom Brady. Like, I know there's other people around, but it's like, it's more than it's whether Bledsoe's there or not. Belichick and Brady have the relationship. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's what it is. So it's yeah, we can. I was just because we never actually finished because we were talking about free agency, and I started looking it up. Now, we know. Here is the little update from the NFC North from the Chicago Bears. After a busy opening day in free agency, the Bears signed just one player Thursday, re-upping special teams ace Sherrick McManus to a 2-year deal. The club also lined up future visits with free agent defensive lineman Akeem Hicks and tight end Jermaine Gresham. Hicks and Gresham are scheduled to arrive in Chicago on Friday. The Bears also introduced their top two free agent acquisitions, Danny Trevathan and Bobby Massey, at a press conference. Massey confirmed he is playing right tackle, meaning the three-time Pro Bowler Kyle Long is definitely heading back to right guard. And that's from our friends over at ESPN, and that was by one Jeff Dickerson. So that's what happened with the Bears. So I mean they got a line spot, and they're I don't know. I kind of feel like Kyle Long could play anywhere he wants, and
Yeah.
and like do exceptionally well because that's what he's shown. Since he's. So
Yeah, since his rookie year.
I mean it's I was just looking at them. I don't really care about anybody else. I mean, Matt Forte is it yet?
Yeah, Forteza Jet and Martellus Bennett is getting shopped, which, man, I feel like if he's complaining about his contract situation, and I'm kind of like, dude, you signed the contract. You didn't have to sign it for as long as you did, but you did. So, but I understand the poison that can happen with, a player that's holding out, and the quote selfishness and whatever. I get that. I understand that. I understand that you want to get as much money as you possibly can while you can, as long as the NFL will let you, and as long as you can play in the NFL. But seriously, dude, how many drops did you have?
Well,
That's it. That was it this past year. He was just a drop machine constantly. And, maybe he's not from what I understand, rumors out there that he's not getting along well with the new coaching staff. I don't really think that's, and I can totally see him not being in the fold if he's dropping passes. And they're like, you know what? We can have somebody else drop passes, but also we can see what they are because we know what he is. So, uh, it's I guess it's just frustrating on that side. So,
Oh, I agree with you. I don't know. I think that I'm really more interested to see how the Bears draft, and
yes.
free agency is nice, but I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully we get like I felt that aside from some injury stuff, I kind of felt like Pernell McPhee was a good free agent signing last year. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can shore up some stuff and you know make some stuff happen. Ooh, Adam Pac-Man Jones resigned with the Bengals.
And they will be another one and done in the playoffs if they get to the playoffs.
Ooh, Matt Castle is Tennessee bound. I don't know.
He's not on my list.
There's so many yeah, the Brock Osweiler thing. I like how he that's awesome that he left. It's awesome. Doug Martin's staying in Tampa Bay.
Hmm.
Just kind of like I don't I'd just much rather that they just hopefully can build through the draft. And
Yeah, I think they'll be able to.
Colt McCoy is returning to DC.
Wow. Wow. Oh, remember he was going to be the next best thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Richie
Huh.
Incognito staying in Buffalo.
I'm going to bully that locker room. Uh,
We shouldn't be laughing about that.
bullying is not funny, except when you're grown men.
Hey, Adam Vinatieri, Adam Vinatieri signing an extension in Indy. That's awesome, dude.
I can't blame him. I
If
mean,
you could still do it when you're 42, he's 42. Still,
that guy could go till he's 50 if he
I'd
wanted
do
to.
it. I'd do it in a second.
Yeah.
I'd do it in a second. TJ Yeldon went to the Jaguars. Chris Ivory went to the Jaguars.
Wasn't Yeldon with the Jaguars?
I don't know. Oh, because I'm sorry, it says for whatever reason, Chris Ivory joining TJ Yeldon and Jaguars.
Ah,
That's what
gotcha.
I misread it.
Gotcha.
But every other like little blurb of every little the blurb headline of the blurb,
Yeah.
no other teams mentions a player that wasn't signed. So I'm like, why do you guys? You know what I mean? It's not like they
Yeah.
said Danny Trevathan joins Willie Young in Chicago.
Switching gears, have you gotten to see anything interesting
Oh,
lately? Movies or TV?
I saw Deadpool. Yeah. I loved it.
How'd you like it?
I loved it. It was great.
Good.
It was very enjoyable. It was any kind of hype that I saw about it,
Yeah.
or heard about it, it was pretty much backed up. But it was solid. I liked it.
Excellent.
It was good stuff. Good stuff. Yourself? Anything new? Watching anything new?
Yeah, we did. While the little guy was napping, we did the first, I think, 6 episodes of Fuller House
All
on
right.
Netflix, and I loved it. I really do like it. I liked the original show back in the '90s, and it it's kind of funny because it's odd to see something that tame on television, or at least near television. Yeah, with internet streaming and internet television video services like Netflix. But I mean, you're not seeing anything like that on any, as far as I'm concerned, on any of the networks. They cater to a much different audience, and this is as '90s TGIF family friendly as it's going to